Genshin Impact has a lot of different characters ranging from 4 stars to 5-star characters. The 5 stars are obviously what we see on the surface as being more powerful characters, and some 4 stars are also great and can help you establish a very powerful team. Rather than go into competitive schematics though, there are some really good 4-star characters that deserve to be 5 stars, just based on lore and what they've accomplished in their lives. Today, we look at 5 4-star characters that deserve to be 5-star from their accomplishments, skills, and just overall importance to the story. I may use game mechanics to influence these decisions at some points, but they won't be the main reasoning. Also, if your favorite 4-star wasn't featured on today's list, don't worry about it, because I plan on doing another one of these in the future. Genshin has a lot of great 4-star characters that need more love, so trust me, I will be giving exposure to more of them. But for now, before we begin though, if you enjoy Tebot's Facts and Wisdom, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. After the video is over, join us over in our community Discord server, where we talk all about Genshin, including lore. Okay, with that said, let's open the Tebottionary and see what's been uncovered. First up is a character that is very important to Liyue, being Ningguang. Now, I think it's pretty obvious as to why Ningguang deserves to be a 5-star. This girl is very accomplished, she's very rich, and she has a killer attitude. The way how she is described on the official website is like this. Owner of the Jade Palace in the skies above Liyue, there are stories abound about Ningguang, with her elegance and mysterious smile. As Tianquan of the Liyue Qixing, not only does she embody law and order, she also represents fortune and wit. Ningguang, being a Tianquan of the Liyue Qixing, already means she has power in terms of governing Liyue, and influencing the decisions made across the nation. The Qixing controls all commerce across Liyue Harbor, and thus holds a lot of influence across the land. Making mora is one of her biggest specialties, as she is an excellent merchant. Being a successful merchant and thus a Tianquan has also made her super wealthy. At one point, she owned an entire jade palace floating in the sky. In the end though, she sacrificed that palace for the sake of Liyue's safety. She has Liyue's safety and prosperity in mind while also being a killer businesswoman. Just having that role in the Qixing, along with Keqing alone, already makes her 5-star in my eyes. But with all of her accomplishments as well, that definitely makes her 5-star material. I almost forgot to mention one thing as well. She invented her own game of chess to pass the time. I quote from the wiki, "This chessboard not only contains to scale reproduction of Liyue Harbor's natural and urban geography, vendors, tea houses, shops, hotels, and miscellaneous stores, but it also contains 6, 10, and 12-sided dice, among others. Players use the dice to determine how far their chess pieces move, and landing on various locations will trigger different events. Victory in-game is decided by the number of counters in each player's hands. So yeah, it's safe to say Ningguang is an elegant genius." Up next is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated 4-star characters out there, and that's the Tenryou Commission's very own Kujo Sara. Sara is very loyal to her clan and the almighty Shogun. Sara is the leader of the Tenryou Commission's forces and helped to guide them with the civil war Inazuma was having with the inhabitants of Watatsumi Island. On top of that, she is a very charismatic woman who not only honors her word, but she is very honorable and has a good heart. When we first meet her in the domain with Yoimiya, she lets us take her prisoner, Master Masakatsu, to receive medical care when she could have easily captured or killed us. She thought more about her own moral compass, namely, not hurting Masakatsu while he's under her care, than about her task of keeping us from rescuing him. On top of that good character and honor also comes her title, Devotee of the Divine. With this title, she pledges her loyalty and allegiance to the Raiden Shogun. After the Tenryou Commission found out that the Shogun was being manipulated by the Fatui into enacting the Vision Hunt Decree, Sara went against them to help prove to her that the Harbingers were evil. Her main interest was supporting Raiden and helping her to reach her goals, instead of just mindlessly going along with what she'd been told to do. She believes that the Electro Archon saved her life by giving her a vision as a child, so her devotion comes from feeling like she owes Raiden her life. I'm going to be posting a video about Sara this coming weekend, and getting in more detail about her, so I'm going to leave this here for now. I think you have a general idea as to why she should be a 5-star. Just having that heart, the title, the devotion, and being the leader of the Tenryou Commission's forces gives her enough merit for being a 5-star. Thirdly, we have our favorite Mondstadt librarian being Lisa. I will say, of all the characters on this list, Lisa is one of the strongest characters in Genshin according to lore. I'm not sure where she stands currently, but I feel I missed a good opportunity, and probably should have included her somewhere on my top 5 list. Maybe, I don't know, but oh well, I can always make another one. What makes Lisa stand apart from other characters is just the fact she possesses too much knowledge for her own good. Lisa was the top student that the Sumeru Academia had seen in 200 years. Cyrus of the Sumeru Academia frequently refers to Lisa as their best student in 200 years. Is all that needs to be said about Lisa's accomplishments in her studies. She eventually came to Mondstadt after 2 years of advanced study in Sumeru, but we still do not know why she returned. Lisa possesses extremely high levels of intelligence, in that she read thousands upon thousands of books. According to Eula, Lisa can pinpoint the exact date and time of tragedies around House Lawrence. Imagine having that much knowledge of one specific clan. You can only imagine the other amounts of knowledge she has. When Lisa first joined the Knights of Favonius, Grandmaster Varka immediately wanted her to become the captain of the 8th Company. Nymph, the company's field officer, didn't quite like that idea though, so Kaya suggested a sparring match of magical prowess. 2 minutes in, Lisa declined this match and stated, "Nymph manifestly possesses the requisite ability to fulfill the role." Even after declining, Lisa would still receive referral letters due to her talents, but she declined them every time. The 8th Company would have definitely been stronger with her lead, but she stated that such a level of power was not only superfluous to requirements, it would also be risky for her in a way that most people could never appreciate. Lisa seems to be confident that she can handle any situation that comes her way. However, the idea of additional danger means a bigger workload, and she could never accept that. After all, this talented genius of a mage needs her beauty naps. In the penultimate spot of this list, we have Noelle. Noelle is probably one of the more surprising characters on this list, but I tell you, there are some reasons here that are going to shock you. Noelle is seriously underrated in the lore department. She's the kind of person that always puts others before herself, and this is a kind-hearted trait we don't really see. During her hangouts, we see several instances of her trying to sit down and have a good time, but she just can't stop working and thinking of others. Lisa says that the more work she has, the happier she is. All I gotta say is that I really appreciate her work ethic. She has the dream of wanting to become a Knight of Favonius, and she works hard at trying to become one, learning all about knightly duties, speech, conduct, and customs. Not only does she possess all of these amazing qualities, but she is also a very trustworthy person. Noelle has created several red roses across Mondstadt, as a symbol of saying, quote-unquote, "my lips are sealed." She possesses many secrets, but she will never tell them. And she has even woven a special rose around herself to remind herself. Some secrets she keeps are what's in Jean's private quarters, the content of Amber's Baron Bunny, and probably the biggest and most adorable secret being the number of Klee's hidden bomb caches. If you think these traits are amazing, you wouldn't believe how physically strong she is. According to her story 1, Noelle is the maid of all maids to many. Such people also tend to say this of her: she's everywhere. For example, there was a child who once tried to get a plate during a banquet, but found there was no way to open the cabinet without all the plates falling out. "Noelle!" All the child needed to do was scream, and Noelle appeared. She put the cabinet down on its back, took a plate out, and handed it to the child, reminding him not to have cold drinks immediately after a barbecue. Then, she righted the cabinet, cleaned up the other plates, and then put them back in order. Noelle's ability to be everywhere all at once is something miraculous to many. However, the job of a maid is no myth or legend. Noelle only does her job to the letter. No more, no less. As it should be, not as it should not be. Noelle doesn't think herself special, only that she thinks too much at times. All I can say is, What a maid. Noelle also takes her duties very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that she has even stated during her training that she does 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups a day to further her endurance. Lastly, we have my one game mechanic argument, and that would have to go to Xingqiu, the best support in the game. I know I don't talk about meta-based stuff here, but the dude's a king at support, especially in my Hu Tao comp. With that, that's all I will say about that. Let's hop back into his lore, because his lore stature is very impressive as well. Xingqiu plays a very important role in one of the biggest trading guilds, the Fian Commerce Guild. It is known for its endeavors in trading silk and printing books. Xingqiu is the second son of the guild manager, and we see, during his quest, his power is very influential in Liyue. Titles aside though, Xingqiu claims to be a practitioner of the Guhua arts. The Guhua arts are an ancient type of martial arts practiced in Liyue once upon a time. Its master, Guhua, also happened to ascend to Celestia. Based on that alone, the power behind Guhua martial arts is unmatched. The three secret arts of the clan are Light Piercer for polearms, Rain Cutter for swords, and Life Ender for those who have mastered both weapons. From what we can see, it seems Xingqiu has already started mastering Rain Cutter, and has demonstrated his skill in combat. On top of his combat prowess, Xingqiu also has a huge sense for fighting for what's right, and thus possesses a strong passion for justice. It seems Xingqiu really takes the Guhua arts seriously, as members of the Guhua Brotherhood were known for their chivalrous deeds across Liyue, having hundreds of followers at one time. Who knows? Maybe he's some sort of reincarnation of Guhua. You guys were also pointing out in my Guizhong video that Ningguang could be the reincarnation of Guizhong. I don't know about all this reincarnation stuff, but I tell ya, it is very interesting. Maybe I will take a dive into this at a later time. Anywho, Xingqiu deserves to be a 5-star character based on ideologies, status, combat prowess, and just for the fact he's an incredible support character. Well, that wraps up 5 characters I believe should be 5 stars based on their lore, accomplishments, and talents. What did you guys think? Do you agree with these 5? Which 5 would you have included? Let me know down below, because I want to do another one of these lists in the future. And to be honest, we need to spotlight the underrated characters in Genshin and get people more into the massive lore this game has to offer. Anywho though, I'm gonna wrap this video up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close the Tevachinary. With that said, I will see you in the future for more Genshin Impact content and lore.